Thank you for tuning in to Teacher Mommy Teacher. Today's segment is a continuation of telling time. Today we will be talking about the minutes on a clock. Now, we already have some key points that I want to point out. When doing minutes on a clock, you can skip count by fives. There are 60 minutes in an hour. How many minutes are there in an hour? 60. And every line or tick mark equals a minute. Now, I'm going to use my trusty paper plate clock, which is an analog clock, and we're going to identify a tick mark. Now, on a clock, there are lines going all the way around the clock. These are called tick marks. The tick mark represents each minute. So normally when you go, you will start at 12 and then it will go 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes. As you notice, when we got to the number 1, we said 5. Now I'm going to keep going. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. When we got to the number 2, we said 10 minutes. Now, let's look up at our clock that we have on the chart. If we skip count by fives, we start at the number 1, which represents 5 minutes. 2 represents 10 minutes. 3 represents 15 minutes. 4 represents 20 minutes. 5 represents 25 minutes. 6 represents 30 minutes. 7 represents 35 minutes. 8 represents 40 minutes. 9 represents 45 minutes. 10 represents 50 minutes, 11 represents 55 minutes, and 12 represents 60 minutes, and we also say o'clock when telling time. So, now, let's skip count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So you can skip count by fives in order to tell time. Remember that each tick mark, the line in between the numbers, represents a minute. And there are how many minutes on a clock? 60. 60 minutes in each hour. 60 minutes in each hour. So now, I'm going to do a quick telling time using the analog clock. We have our hour hand, which is the red hand. It's the short hand. The hour hand is always the shortest hand. And then we have our minute hand, which is the blue hand. So we have our hour and our minute hand. Right now, our minute hand is on 12. So that means whatever time it's going to be on the 12. It's going to say, you're going to say o'clock. And I am going to move my hour hand to 5. So now it is 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. I'm going to move my hour hand again. We're going to do 8 this time. Now it is 8 o'clock. Let's try one more. I'm going to move my hour hand to 10. What time is it? 10 o'clock. Yes. Okay, now we're going to move the minute hand. I have my hour hand. I'm going to leave it on the 10. Hour hand is pointing to the 10. Now my minute hand is on the 12. I'm going to move my minute hand to the 1. Let's move the minute hand to the 1. Now let's see what time it is. You always start with the hour first. So we have 10. What is this? No, it's not 10:01. It is what? Skip count by fives. It is 10:05. Yes. Now I'm going to move my minute hand to the 2. Now what time is it? Start with the hour first. 10:10. Yes, because we're skip counting by 5. So now you tell me, if I move my minute hand to the 3, What time is it? 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. So now let's move the minute hand again to the 4. Now what time do we have? 5, 10, 15, 20. So it is 10, 20. Now let's see. Hope you got your thinking caps on. I am going to move my minute hand all the way over. Let's keep that hour hand on the 10 to the 9. Move my minute hand all the way over to the 9. Now, what time is it? You need some help? All right, let's skip count. Start at the 1. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So it is 10:45. Good job. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Telling Time. Please come back next time. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for tuning in to Teacher Mommy, Mommy Teacher. If you would like to purchase any of my educational resource books, storybooks, or devotionals, please shop Amazon under my name, Jacqueline Jobs. Or you can visit my website, teachermommy.net. That says teachermommy.net. Thank you.